I just like am in shock.
Love. Okay, this one's like floppy. This one, not floppy. I like the not floppy one. Hello, my lovely humans. I'm actually filming a reading vlog, which I'm actually ecstatic about. I haven't filmed a reading vlog in forever and ever and ever, so here we are. This is a reading vlog of how much can I read in a week while I'm living in Paris and studying abroad. So a book really in Paris, probably a great place to be. There's a lot of bookstores for me here, except for I can't buy any books. I can't buy any books. I can't buy any books. I'm twitching. I'm tweaking out because I have to bring them home with me. I'm not going to buy a book and then leave it here. So I have to figure out a way to bring them home with me, and I could ship them to myself, but I don't know. I'm thinking it through. If anyone has any advice, please let me know in the comments because, hey, I would like to buy books and read them here, but I don't know if I can. I am looking into getting a library membership here. I found one English library that I know of. It's like the American Library in Paris. Not insanely expensive, but I am sort of on a budget here, so it would be something that I had to take into account. So if anyone ever has maybe had a membership at this library, would they have things that I like? Meaning romantasy, some classics, lit fic, and romance. Like, do they have enough of that? I need to go visit, but you have to buy a visitor's pass. Would it be worth it? I'm not sure. Anyways, side rant. I've been looking into that, but I haven't been super successful. I kind of need to visit, and I was thinking maybe this weekend I would go, so maybe I can read some physical books. However, not the point of this video. The point of this video is to tell you about what I'm reading. I have two books that I'm in the middle of right now. First book that I'm in the middle of right now is The Picture of Dorian Gray by Oscar Wilde, and let me tell you, I love this book. I'm loving this book. Like, why is it giving me 5-star feelings? But it's a classic and it's 200 pages. When people say classics are good, like, I get it now. I got it before, but I get it now. I'm like actually giggling at this book. Tell me how I'm giggling at this book. It's so funny. Lord Henry, is it Henry or Harry? Because I think his first name's Harry and then his surname is Henry, so it's like Lord Henry, or sometimes they call him Harry. And I'm like, how the fuck can you have Harry and Henry? Am I wrong? Maybe. Lord Henry is actually making me piss my pants with laughter because he's really funny, and like he's like the best kind of friend to be around, but also the absolute worst, and I kind of get it. It's kind of strange, but also like so good. I literally laughed out loud in a cafe when I was reading there the other day, and the barista like came over and looked at the book I was reading. That's how this is going. I'm also reading The Rose Bargain by Sasha Payton Smith, and I'm 60% of the way through, 59% of the way through The Rose Bargain. Also really enjoying it. Thought I was gonna hate it. This is on my February TBR, which I really would like to finish, because I finished my January TBR, and now because I finished my January TBR, my goal is to finish every TBR that I have ever. I'm working on it. I only have one book left, so maybe we'll read that next in this video, but this book is going very well. It's a little bit darker than I thought for a YA, which I'm loving. Very kind of exactly what I was craving, to be quite honest. I think the romance is moving just like a tad fast for me, but I also have to remind myself they're young and they're young characters, but genuinely I'm having a really good time, which I'm having to reconcile with because I really thought I would be quite bored because of the YA-ness of it. So maybe I've written off YA too soon in some aspects, and maybe I'm right. I don't know. I'm having a good time. Please God, ignore my drying rack behind me. It like, I never escape it because here the dryers, they don't like dryers and I like a dryer. And does that contribute heavily to my carbon footprint? Absolutely. But Europeans, you need to get on the dryers because dryers are the most helpful thing I think ever. Probably one of my favorite inventions of the modern world is a dryer I've learned since moving here. Love. You did fall. I'm sorry. I'm really sorry. You fell on my candle, actually. What was I even saying? I'm reading The Rose Bargain. I would like to finish these two books this week and another one, and it's Wednesday. I do have the weekend off though, which is amazing. I've been like traveling and doing things the past few weekends, and so I'm very excited to have a weekend off because next week is winter break. Or next weekend is winter break, and I'm gonna be traveling for like the entire week plus some. So I'm glad I'm gonna have a little break-sies this week so that I can like breathe. I kind of love filming reading vlogs, and I think this is gonna be a good way to keep up with my life. They're gonna be reading plus like life stuff is kind of how I'm thinking, because I've learned that like it's really hard for me to like vlog here. I'm in a different mental state than I normally am in the States. Like, I really don't have a problem vlogging in public for the most part. Going out and like doing things. Here it's a little bit different. Here it's a little bit more difficult for me, and I'm not exactly sure why. I don't think it's like necessarily like a new anxiety thing. I think it's more just like there's a lot more steps, and that sounds kind of lazy, but it's more like if I want to go somewhere, one, I can't just hop in my car and do it. I have to figure out how to get there, go on the metro. Before even that, I have to at least put on jeans. I can't leave the house in sweatpants. It's not as socially acceptable here. I mean, you can, but depending on like what else you're wearing, you could get a very dirty look. And like, I'm not trying to draw attention to myself kind of here in that way. I don't know. It's a little weird. Get on the metro, figure out how to get there. And then also like when I get there, I have to speak French. All those things normally wouldn't necessarily be super hard for me. It's just all of them paired together and like me being away from my support system, I think, is making it a little bit harder to do things. It takes a lot more effort, like mentally, to be like, okay, I'm gonna go to a bookstore today because there's so many more steps, and also I'm in school for 6 hours a day. Yeah, so when they say, you know, you're gonna go abroad and like school doesn't really matter, no. I'm in school 6 hours a day, 4 days a week, which is a lot more school than I do in the US. All of these factors make it harder for me to go do things. So I think I'm gonna use this system of like reading vlogs / we're gonna go do things together, like vlog, as a way to hold me accountable. All of that is to say, I'm reading these 2 books and we're gonna keep reading them. Oh my god. There you went again, so I think it's just time for me to go. So I'm gonna go and then I'll get back to you. Good morning, good morning, good morning. I have an update for you. It is now Friday morning and I haven't read any more of Dorian Gray actually, unfortunately. I had a lot of homework to do and things to do last night, and also I was like content planning deeply. Like I went down a content planning rabbit hole. Hopefully that means you guys will get some really good quality. Not that I don't think what I've already been doing isn't good quality, but like really good, especially on Instagram. So go follow if you haven't already. Really good quality content that I'm very proud of, hopefully. The Rose Bargain, I'm now 83% of the way through the Rose Bargain. I feel like I don't trust anyone. At first, I was very like locked. Okay, I'm still locked into the romance. I'm still locked into the plot. However, I'm waiting to see what the twist is gonna be. Like, I need to know who is the bad guy really, because I'm suspecting some people that I don't think I'm supposed to suspect, and I'm wondering if I've guessed the plot twist. But I also think that maybe that was intentional by the author. Like, I don't know if I've outsmarted the author or the author has outsmarted me into directly making me think what she wants me to think. Maybe I'm ahead of her, but maybe she already meant for me to be there. However, I don't have a lot left in this book, and I think today I'm going to go on a walk, and I'm gonna walk until I finish this audiobook. I think that's my plan. I'm gonna go to a coffee shop, I'm gonna read some of this, and then when I get tired of sitting there and reading this, after I finish my coffee or my pastry or whatever I decide to, maybe I'll get lunch there. Whatever I've decided to eat and drink, whenever I finish that, I'm gonna hop up, put in my AirPods, and I'm gonna walk till I finish this. Yesterday I did go on a little walk around Luxembourg Gardens and listen to this, which actually was probably the best place I could have listened to this book, because this is like Regency era, and Luxembourg Gardens, I mean, literally it's called the Luxembourg Palace. Like, it used to be a palace, and so it was very much like the vibes, the courtyard, all that stuff was kind of perfect. It was also like gloomy and rainy. It kind of felt like maybe the perfect setting for this book. I think it's very atmospheric in the fact that like I can kind of see the Regency-esque era vibes that it's giving, but I'm also walking around Paris, which is kind of, you know, you can kind of see the vibes from this book in the city if you look. Like, you can kind of transplant the city onto this book maybe a little bit. I know it was London, but walking around the Palace Gardens, Luxembourg Palace Gardens, was so perfect with the rainy, like, gloomy vibe, and I was getting to like a very sinister part in the book. It was very good vibes. I think I am gonna go to Luxembourg again today, because that is probably my favorite park that I found in the entire city. I need to like look and see other ones that I can go to that maybe I would really enjoy, but Luxembourg is so close to my school. It's like not hard to get to, and it's like a good hike from my apartment if I want to walk there. If I want to take the metro, it takes like 20-30 minutes by metro. Kind of like exercise, and then once you get there you can walk around or sit and read or whatever. It's kind of a very gloomy day again, a little bit misty, and this week, y'all, it's supposed to get up to 65 here and sunny. Are you fucking kidding me? I've seen maybe 2 sunny days in the 3 weeks that I've been here, and
2 days that haven't rained. And I love a good rainy day, but the problem with the rainy day here is like I love a rainy day at home because it's an excuse to stay inside and be cozy and read. Here I feel guilty for staying inside and being cozy and reading, which is why I'm getting out of the house today. Like if I was at home and it was like gloomy like this and maybe a little sprinkly, I would not go anywhere, or I would drive my car to a coffee shop and like sit there maybe. But here I have to walk there. I feel a little bit guiltier for like staying in or not doing something touristy sometimes, but no, we're gonna change that. I also would like to visit the American Library in Paris today and a few bookstores to just go look around and browse. That sounds like an ideal day for me today, I think. And then maybe I'll come back early and like get an early night because I feel like I've been staying up way too late recently, but it's fine. That's kind of like my plan, my tentative plan for the day. And whatever I don't do today, I'm gonna do tomorrow. I'm back from my outing. I did a few things that were quite French of me. Look, I got my ass my first baguette. Let's try. It's good. I need to figure out how to preserve that so it doesn't go bad. I also got a little tart citron. I love citron tart. I normally don't even like lemon like that, but something about a citron tart in France, especially one with meringue. They had one with meringue, and that's what I thought I ordered, but she put that one in there, so I was like, oh, okay, whatever. Still really best the one with the meringue, though. Oh my god. I also did some damage. I bought 2 books. I went to 2 different bookstores. I went to the Gibert, which is like essentially their Barnes & Noble. I got my textbooks there. I ended up buying 2 books. I also went to the Little Red Wheelbarrow, ? I'll put up all my pictures from that visit here because I didn't film in there. It was actually adorable. And I asked them about a book that I wanted. We will email you when it comes in. And I was like, oh my god, perfect and amazing. So I'm gonna go back there when they email me and buy that book because I do want to support their little bookstore. And they don't have the biggest romantasy section, so I am gonna have to get my romantasy books from Gibert, which is totally fine. This book is actually gorgeous. It has like a bunch of art on the inside. Love. Don't know what it is about the size of a UK paperback. We have some of these in the US, but like, okay, this one's like floppy. This one, not floppy. I like the not floppy one. Is that weird of me? Like, I like the solidness, the sturdiness of a UK paperback, and it's large. I also like this too, but it feels like an American book, so it feels a little bit less like novelty-ish. It's not as solid. I feel like I could damage this, and when I'm holding it around, it'll like, if I'm talking with the book, it could hit me in the face, versus like a UK paperback, I'm talking with the book. I don't know, it's like sturdy, it's like a brick. I love it. Anyways, I got those 2 books. I was getting hungry and I didn't want to spend money out because I had just bought a bunch of stuff, so I'm gonna make me some ramen with egg and potato, and then I'm gonna go back out, and I think I'm gonna go around do a walk around Luxembourg Gardens because I never made it to Luxembourg. Or maybe I'll go to the Jardin de Blanc. I'm gonna chill here for a little bit. I actually finished, literally the point of this video. I finished that book that I was reading on audio. It was all I can think about is this tart. I finished that book, The Rose Bargain. I rated it a 4-star. I really enjoyed it. I guessed the plot twist, but I think the vibes, like I was saying, the vibes of walking around and reading that book while I'm in like a palace garden next to a palace, and then like the entire kind of setting of the book is a palace garden and a palace. Peak reading vibe. So I had such a fun time with that book. I did guess the plot twist. I liked how dark it was. I wouldn't say I was like insanely invested in the romance. Like, it was cute, but I wasn't like, oh my god, I would die for them to be together. Like, it was cute, and I'm happy that like it's them two as the romantic couple, but it's not like a love story that I'm like, ugh, oh my god, yes. I had a really good time with it. I don't know what I'm gonna start next. I do not know, but I'm excited to start it. I need to get some ramen in this belly, and I'll get back to you when I do something else of note. Good morning. Today is Saturday morning, and I have a few updates for you. Like I had said earlier, I finished the Rose Bargain. I'm pretty sure we talked about... Oh, okay, I'm tired. I'm pretty sure we had talked about my feelings about the Rose Bargain, so I'm not going to talk about that, but I did finish that. I started a new book, and I made progress on my current book. So I continued to read The Picture of Dorian Gray by Oscar Wilde. I'm currently on to page 156. I stopped in the middle of a chapter last night because I got so physically tired that I could not keep my eyes open. I would love to finish this today. I have about 50 pages left, a little bit over 50 pages. I think I totally could finish it today. It's about like another hour on my audiobook. I've been listening and reading at the same time because sometimes that helps me, like it's double comprehension. And especially if I'm annotating, I can be underlining something while continuing to read a book, because when I'm annotating, sometimes it takes me like double the amount of time to read a book because I have to stop and underline at all times. So when I have like a dual read, an audiobook and a physical book at the same time, it is like a lot more efficient. And also I think my reading comprehension increases. I have not just listened to this audiobook. I've been very good about like, I only sit down to read this. I'm not like listening to it on the side while I do other things. This is my sit down book. So this takes me a little bit longer to get through because I have to physically sit down and be like, okay, we're reading right now. Turn on the audiobook. Let's get into the book. So I was doing that last night and I couldn't physically keep my eyes open, so I stopped at page 156. We just got to a crazy part / plot twist. I don't know how like much I can talk about it because this is a classic, so like it's been out for a while. And is it really a spoiler? I don't know, but insane how we're devolving in this book. The characters are actually so fascinating, and there's so many like deeper little messages and pulls that you can relate to contemporary and modern times right now. I just like am in shock of like the plot twist. I'm always interested. My annotations, no one ever read this book after me because my annotations are stupid and ridiculous. You might be thinking, is she writing about all of these like deeper themes that she's been reading? What are these quotes she's underlining? No. The other night, last night, what did I write? Maybe he's a narcissist. I also wrote YOLO. And then I also wrote the OG influencer, because Dorian Gray is the OG influencer. They were talking about in this book how much he influenced the fashion and the activities of the people who were living in London and the town and that time, and how much he really influenced the people, and he was like setting the trends. So I was like, oh my god, OG influencer. I don't know. I'm writing a bunch of ridiculous stuff in this book, and does it make sense? Absolutely not. Am I enjoying my time with this? Yes. Do I think that this could be a 5-star classic? Yes. Have I ever had a 5-star classic? No, I've never had that. And I didn't think I would ever have a 5-star classic. It's kind of on track to being that. The last little bit of the book I think could be make or break. And then I want to go rewatch the episode of Brittany Broski's podcast when she's talking and ranting about this book, because I listened to it before I read the book and it kind of got the book spoiled for me. I don't remember a single thing. Then I bought this book because of her and I was like, wait, I'm going to read it. And now I want to go back and listen to her analysis of it and then maybe like a YouTube video or two. I also started A Dance of Lives by Brittany Arena. I started that yesterday when I was going on my walk. This book is really good. Oh my god, the first, maybe I made it 3 chapters in. Not very much. Gagged. I'm in it. I love it. I don't know. There hasn't really been much that has happened yet. I can kind of give you a little bit of a summary. So basically we have our main girl who was the crown jewel for the king. He was her dancer. She only was allowed to privately dance for him and like called his crown jewel. She was his prized possession. And randomly one day he throws her in the dungeon for murder, and she's kept there for 2 years. And that's kind of where we start this book. Is she's about to get out of this dungeon after 2 years of not being able to move, not being able to speak. She's kind of gone a little bit cuckoo. She gets out of this dungeon and the king is like, you have to dance for me. You have to become my spy and dance for me because I need you. And she's like, okay, but like, I can't even walk. He's like, I don't care. Too bad, you have to do it. So she starts training to become this dance spy for the king. I'm explaining this in such a terrible way. I'm making it sound so bad. This is why I could never be a writer. Or maybe I think I could be a writer. I don't know, not the point. Like, I'm making it sound no fun. Sorry, it's a lot of fun. That is literally only the first 3 chapters of the book, probably not even 20 pages in. That's as far as I got, so that's all I know. But that's my next order of business, is I'm gonna go on a run around Luxembourg. I have to get myself there on the metro, but I am gonna go on a run around Luxembourg. Catch me there all the fucking time. I love it. I love Luxembourg and I want to run there all the time. And I wish it was a little bit closer to my house, but it's not. But Luxembourg is by far my favorite park garden situation in Paris, and I love it there. And the vibes, especially when it's gloomy, I love it. So I'm gonna get dressed and get ready to go on a run, and that is my plan for the morning. It's gonna be quite busy at cafes and things today because it is a Saturday, except for vacation for all the elementary schools just kind of happened. So I'm hoping a lot of people will be traveling outside the city, which would be amazing, and maybe it'll be a little bit less crowded because they're leaving for vacation. I'm gonna go get ready to go on a run and we will talk in a little bit. I'm feeling a little bit like not anxious, maybe anxious. I'm feeling a little bit like some type of way about leaving. Like I would really love to just not. I think wearing my running clothes on the metro really makes me like uncomfortable because it's not something you normally see people wearing on the metro. And I feel like I'm the odd one out. So I feel like getting myself to Luxembourg Gardens sometimes is kind of difficult, but I cannot wait to go on a run there. Get that done this morning, come back, get ready, go to the library, go read at a cafe or something. We're gonna have a good day. When is the last time I updated you for real? But today's Sunday, so that means it's the last day of the reading vlog. Unfortunately, I have to stop. I have to stop here. I'm gonna film another video next week, a reading video. It's either gonna be a 24-hour readathon or swapping my screen time for reading. I don't know which one, but the goal is to get me off my phone because I've been having a scrolling issue. I've been on my phone way more than I normally am at home, and that is not good. I don't know why here out of everywhere I'm on my phone more, but would like to put the effort in to stop the scrolling or at least slow it down. Like I'm not gonna be able to stop it completely, but slow the scrolling down. Instagram has been a large issue recently. I need to honor the time limit I've set for myself on Instagram, but I'm gonna give you a little reading update. So last night I read a little bit more of A Dance of Lies by Brittany Arena. I got to 18% of the way through that audiobook. I'm gonna do a lot of listening today to that. I have a lot of chores to do. I need to do laundry, grocery shopping. I also picked up last night 11/22/63 by Stephen King because I went to the library yesterday. I bought a library membership because I've been craving like reading a physical book. Some of the books that I want to read are the books that I own at home. And I don't want to go buy, me saying that as I've already bought 2 books here, I don't want to go buy a ton of physical books, and I am trying to focus on my physical TBR. So for all of those reasons, I went to the library and got a library membership to be able to read physical books that are on my TBR. And I will say they had a lot of physical books that I own on my TBR available there. However, they are the more difficult ones to read, like the R.F. Kuang's, the Stephen King. They had like some romance and fantasy, but I'm like, this is gonna force me to read the difficult books on my TBR, hence 11/22/63. I love the sound of a library book like that. It's so satisfying. I love it. But last night I only got 20 pages in and then I started doom scrolling. So I would like to, over the next few weeks, really focus on trying to read every day, sit down and give myself reading time rather than scrolling time. I literally sat on my phone this morning and scrolled for an hour. For why? It wasn't like I was doing anything. I wasn't editing. I wasn't working on anything significant. I was just scrolling. So I would have liked to have used that time to wake up and start reading. All of that to say, I finished 2 books in this video, started a 3rd and a 4th. So I think it was a successful video. Editing Reagan will put up a graphic here of all the things that I read. Other than that, keep an eye out for more videos from me. If you like this video, if you'd like to see my study abroad or reading journey, I'd really appreciate a subscribe if you would like. If not, go about your day, keep going. It's really fun. Also been very active on Instagram recently. I'm really trying to work on my short form content, which is why my Instagram scrolling has gone up because I've generally been on the app more. But after that whole rant about not scrolling on Instagram, go follow my Instagram, Abby. Duh. It's okay to scroll if you're scrolling through my posts. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Do what's good for you. You can go meet my little friend on my Instagram. I showed him the other day and he's my little amusable croissant. Anyways, you can find out his story over there, but I just saw him and I was like, he definitely wants to say hi to you guys as well. So I will talk to you in the next video. Thank you so much for watching. I love you all. Like, comment, subscribe. Check out the Etsy in the description below. I love you all.